क्या आज भी काली बिल्ली से डरते हो या कि फिर फ्राइडे द 13th की तारीख से? It's Friday the 13th in September and it's time to rewatch a classic horror slasher that slashed its way into pop culture history, spawning a series of slasher films and even a spoof slasher series in the modern screen. Welcome horror lovers, I'm Omar Qureshi, unleashing some terrifying tales today on my YouTube channel Showbox. Also available on Spotify and all leading audio channels. You can also find some bloody good gems on my Instagram. For that, stalk me on OQ Spot and on Showbox. So let's unleash a cinematic bloodlust here. Friday the 13th, when it released in 1980, became a cult film overnight with more than a dozen sequels, including a reboot of the original in 2009. The main monster, Jason Voorhees, with his now iconic hockey mask and brutal butchering of his victims, became a poster boy of horror fans. There was a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It didn't stop, with alluring titles like Jason Takes Manhattan, A New Beginning, The Final Chapter, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason Lives, etc. There was even a Freddy vs. Jason featuring Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and to top it all, Jason X, where he kills in space. Whoa. However, it's as if the sequels were cursed. After the initial curiosity of the first few sequels, thanks to the fandom of Jason, interest petered out and most didn't do well, not as liked as the original. Today I will talk about why the original Friday the 13th, 1980 stays put as the best in this franchise. The startling plot twist. The first film delivered one of the most shocking plot twists in horror history. Jason was not the monstrous killer. His deranged mother Pamela Voorhees was the killer. It stunned the audience in the pre-climax before the mind-boggling final scene that made every person scream, and the screams never stopped. It set a high bar for suspense, redefining the genre. Next, the horror atmospheric setting. Before Friday the 13th, horror settings were mostly haunted houses in cities, foreboding castles in the countryside, or dark forests. To use a summer getaway camp with teenagers and camp counselors as victims was a first. Camp Crystal Lake's eerie, isolated location is a masterclass in tension. The film creates a genuinely unsettling atmosphere that keeps you uncomfortable and on edge from start to finish. A supernatural, innovative slasher. Jason wasn't just an evil man in a mask slashing and butchering people. He was a real supernatural evil who was invincible and indestructible. So while he may have inspired many Me Toos, the original Friday the 13th nailed the slasher formula with its unique blend of suspense, ultra-gory kills and memorable characters, including Kevin Bacon in a deadly kill sequence where a knife enters the back of his neck through a mattress and comes through his throat while he watches his blood spurt. Insane. The legacy of the mask. Friday the 13th laid the groundwork for Jason's transformation into a horror icon, making it a must-watch for fans. His cold-as-ice kills wearing that mask added to the fear factor as he smashes axes through people, chops heads, shoots arrows into eyes, and rips open people with a brute force, all in a cold and collected manner. The white mask showing him stoic and cool. A shocker and a pre-shocker. Everyone has a favorite kill in this original film about Jason Voorhees. In fact, there are a series of compilation videos of all his ghastly kills, not only of this one, but of the sequels as well. While all the kills have an ooh factor, the pre-climax when a Mrs. Voorhees is beheaded by Alice, played by Adrienne King, the headless body contorting with hands clutching the air, and the mind-twisting music by Master Harry Manfredini stun you into disbelieving silence. Then the actual climax, a kind of post-end credits scene when a dead and decomposed Jason suddenly jumps out of the water to topple Alice's boat. It still makes people scream. Total A+ in jump scare horror. What's your favorite kill sequence from this movie? Share in comments and GIFs below. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Showbox.